Hey guys, welcome back to Woodzman Adventures. So I'm out here today with a portable power station from ALLPOWERS. Now this is a portable power station. Some people call them solar generator, but this is a kit of a portable power station and a solar panel. So it is 1600 watt. It's actually called the R1500 and a SP033 solar panel that's 200 watt. So we're going to plug some things in. I got a lot of things laying here to plug in and give this thing a test. Got the solar panel sitting out here in the sun so we can plug it in and test that. These things are just super handy to have in your RV, especially if your power goes out or if you're out off the grid camping in this thing. You're doing dispersed camping. If you're camping with a tent, they come in real handy. We actually take these on our Honda Goldwing in the trailer and we run our portable refrigerator off of it. So they run the refrigerator really good, but I've not actually had one before that's 1600 watt. The biggest I've had before was 1000 watt. So this one should be a whole lot better to run our portable fridge in the trailer. It's going to come in really handy. But it's packed with nice features. It looks good. It's not real heavy. It's not real big and bulky. And it has some really cool features that I'm going to show you here. Okay, so pretty much here is the layout. I'm trying to get the glare off from the sun on the display so you can see it. But our display's right here, power button here. We do have two USB-A's that are 18 watt apiece. We do have two USB-C's that are 100 watt each, PD. We also have a DC outlet so we can plug in different things into a 12 volt socket right there. And then we have 4 of these 110 plugs right here. They all have these nice rubber things here. This is basically, it don't really keep water out. You don't put this out in the rain, but it will keep dust and debris and junk from getting up in there. You don't want that. So we got 4 of those to run plenty of things off of. I like it that it has 4 instead of a lot of them just have 2. If we turn it around here on the side, you can see we have lots of venting. There's fans in here to keep this thing cool, and we need lots of vents to move the air. We have a button here we press, raises this door up. Then inside here we have our solar panel or car input, so we put a car charger into this, or our solar panel plugs into this. 12 to 95 volt, 13 amp max. Over here we have a AC overload protector button, so if it overloads, this is your button to reset that. This is our AC charge right here, so you plug this into your wall outlet. 100 to 120 volts, 15 amp max right there. And then, of course, on the back, we really ain't got anything except for the name, serial number, all that kind of good stuff. We got more vents on this side. One thing cool about it does have some really nice handles to get a hold of this thing. So what this is, it is 1056 watt hour capacity, 1600 watt pure sine wave inverter, 3200 watts peak. So basically you have that surge. If you plug in something that's more than 1600 watt, it can surge up to 3200 watt without having to kick it out for a short time, then it drop back down below 1600 watt. Maximum 1200 watt AC input, 0 to 100% within 1.5 hours, so that's charging it up. There is 4 ways to charge this. You can charge this by AC, 110, the solar panel, or you can charge this with your car, 12 volt, plug it into your car. That is required a different cable that does not come with it. You can also double up, so you can charge this thing with the AC 110 and the solar panel at the same time to charge it faster. So if you have this thing plugged in as a UPS in your house, you have an uninterrupted home backup. So basically, if you have this plugged into your house or your RV and the power goes off, has 15 milliseconds and it switches over to this. So it's pretty fast. A lot of stuff won't even shut off at 15 milliseconds. It does have a long life LiFePO4 battery with over 3,500 charging cycles. The noise level of this with the fans running is 35 decibels, and the weight of this is 33 pounds. So it's got some weight to it, but it's still not too bad for a unit this size. Okay, so we also have the owner's manual here. Tells you pretty much anything you need to know about it right there, about the solar panel, connecting it, and I'm connecting it to wall power. Everything you pretty much need to know about this unit. Okay, so as far as the app on this, you can go to the App Store and download the app to control this. You want to get the ALLPOWERS app. It looks just like that. And then have your unit turned on. Now, if your Bluetooth Wi-Fi is not on, then you hold the DC button over here for 3 seconds. You can see it light up there. Bluetooth Wi-Fi is on. So then we can click the app. Click the plus. It tells you what to do right here. Step 1 and step 2. Next. ALLPOWERS R1500 LITE connecting, and there we go. And as you can see, it shows the same 86% input output watts. So we can turn on our AC power right here. turn it off. We can turn on our USB outlets right here and turn them off. We can also change this from 50 to 60 hertz, which here in the US we want 60 hertz. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and plug the fan into it right there. Okay, now I want to go ahead and turn on the AC. I can do it on here or there. I'll just turn it on here. I can hear it click. Now I will reach back here and turn on the fan. Okay, now our fan's on, and it should show the watts that we are pulling. It shows 47 watt here, 47 watt right here. It's dropping down a little bit after the fan gets to going. The startup takes a little more. So 42 watt on both. That's what we're taking right there. Pretty cool. Now if we plug this in to charge it, it's going to show us our input watts. Same on here. It shows our input watts right here. So this is very cool. I mean, just something simple to where you can control this from inside your house or RV, whatever. You can actually control it from in there with this app. And while we're at it, we'll go ahead and turn on the DC right there. And then we'll plug in USB-C here, our iPad, charging it. iPad is coming on right now. Let's turn this one off. Turn this fan off and we'll see our wattage output. And now we can see what the iPad's charging at. It's charging at 13 watt. Shows them both on here and here. 13 watt using the iPad. And if we turn on the fan too, then we can just see the iPad and the fan together, what they're drawing. So yeah, the app is actually pretty handy. And there we go, guys. That's the app. Okay, so over here you can see our solar panel. It's 200 watts, so basically you have 4 50-watt panels connected together. As far as our cables, it does have the cable that plugs into the portable power station right here, and it also has this option depending on what you're plugging it into. You can charge some of your power stations, use this style, but if that's not one that works, it also comes with some different adapters you can just plug into there, and all different size adapters right here. As far as the cable, it does plug in here, and you can't really get that wrong. You just plug them both in, and then your cable comes out like this. So we need to plug this thing in and see what it's charging at. Okay, so over here is where we're going to plug it in to charge it. Raise this up. We want to plug this one here in right there. And depending on the sun, that depends on how much watts we're going to put into this thing charging. So it looks like right now we are at 81, 84, going up now. I've got it in pretty direct sun. The sun's not real up high today and bright, but it's 84 watt. I had it in a better position earlier because I was at 175 watt when I was first charging it. So not as good a position right now, but you can see how it works. It tells us our input wattage right here, and it's on 84 where it's positioned right now. And that all depends on the sun and the angle. So you angle it to where you get the highest input. Okay, so to get the max charging out of it, right now we're doing 80 watt. It's just the sun is where it is today. We'll plug in the 110 also. That way we can charge with both at the same time and check out how that works. We'll get this plugged in. Okay, so now with the solar panel and plugged into 110, we're charging over 1,000 watt, kind of back and forth, but around 1,000 watt. Now, if that solar panel was in a better position, the sun on it a lot better, and the sun was brighter right now, then of course that would boost that up more wattage, but that's still pretty good charging it around 1,000 watt. So now we just need to unplug the 110, unplug the solar panel, then we'll plug some items in it to use. You can see I'm only at 45% charge right now. Okay, so we are charging at pretty near 1,000 watt, 997 right there. Let's go ahead and start a timer and see how long it takes this thing to get to 100%, charging off 110 and the solar panel at the same time with about 1,000 watt input. Okay, we just switched to 100% and it's been 54 minutes, so that's pretty good. Okay, so let's go ahead and plug some of this stuff in. Got some different things here to run off of it. First thing we'll plug in is the big thing, which is the electric heater. We'll plug it into the 110 right here. Turn it on. And this thing draws about 1,000 watt. Go ahead and just set it on 80 because it's getting pretty warm outside anyway. So we got that plugged on. Now we'll plug in. That is drawing, looks like 1,186 watt. We'll go ahead and plug in something in the USB-C. Now to turn each function on like USB-C or USBs, push this button. Turn on your 110s is right here. So we'll plug in that. I'll bring it up a little bit, not much. You can see that we're charging now over here. We'll plug in this little air compressor that I'm wanting to get it charged. So everything I need to charge, I'll go ahead and charge it out here today. The laptop right there. Here's the power brick for the Asus laptop. We'll go ahead and just plug it in right here. It'll take a little bit, probably not a lot. And then now we got this air compressor. This runs off 12 volt. And it has just the accessory adapter. We'll plug it in right here and turn it on. That brings it up a little bit. And then we have the fan. I don't know how much that draws, but we will plug it in. Turn the fan on. We'll turn it on high. Now our fan's running on high. That's everything going here. Going to turn on the air compressor so we have the 12 volt running. Probably have a little more noise that way, but you can see that we're charging iPad, laptop. You see that's charging. We got the heater on. Hot. So we're drawing 1173, 1170, somewhere around in there. It's not bad. See, we're 46% charged on that iPad. So that's the cool thing about it, is we can run all this stuff. Turn this noisy thing off. Turn this fan off, just makes a lot of noise. So you can hear me a little better. So that's pretty awesome. Take this thing, hook it up to your RV. If you're going off the grid somewhere, dispersed camping, where you don't have no electricity, this is going to be pretty handy. And this is the ALLPOWERS R1500 LITE, which it doesn't have a couple features that the R1500 has, like it don't have the where you lay the cell phones on top and charge it. I'm not a person who charges that way anyway. I like to actually just plug my cell phone into the USB-C and charge it that way, just to keep the heat down on the phone and make the batteries last longer. So, but they do have that option if you want it. But this kit comes with this 1600 watt portable power station. It comes with the 200 watt solar panel, so you can charge this thing, and you can see I charged it up there. Now it would take a lot longer, of course, if you're going to charge it with just a solar panel, because instead of putting in like 1,000 watt like we was, you're only going to be putting in at a max 200, and that's when the sun is perfect. I did have it charging this morning when the sun was just right, and I had it right there and I had it aimed, and it was charging at about 175 watts. But you're going to have to keep moving your solar panel in the sun. If you sun goes off, or you got anything shading part of the panels, it's going to drop that dramatically. So you got to just keep turning your solar panel as the sun moves around through the sky from east to west to get to optimal charging off the 200 watt solar panel. So like I said, the max I got was 175, which still to me that's pretty darn good. Put 175 watts into this, charge it during the day. We can run our 12 volt portable cooler at nighttime. That's what we do. Or if we're running in the motorcycle, we actually have this hooked to it while we're riding the bike. And then when we get someplace where we're camping, if there is electric, then we'll go ahead and plug the portable fridge into the electric, and we'll plug this into the electric or charge it, or we can charge this by solar, because we always take this and a solar panel with us, and then I'm set up. So if we go somewhere and it's dispersed camping, whether it be in the vehicle or RV or the Gull Wing, then we're set with this and the solar panel. Anything we take along, we can pretty much run, especially with this one. Like I said, I've not had one that's 1600 watt before, but to me, this thing seems like a great little unit. So another cool thing about this, guys, is right now, if you go to the link below in the description, if you put in my code Woodzman, WOODZMAN, you're going to save 10% off the price. And this is actually already a really good price. If you look up most 1600 watt portable power stations and a 200 watt solar panel, you're talking big bucks. So this is actually a pretty good deal. 10% off right there. Put in the code Woodzman. The link is in the description, guys. If you want a bigger or smaller portable power station, any one they got, check them out. They got small ones, they got larger ones. Thank you all for watching Woodzman Adventures. Click that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when I put out a new video, and we'll catch you all in the next adventure. Right on.